Hello everyone, today we are going to learn class 9 chapter number 8 motion. So from this chapter title the question arises in our mind, what is motion? So suppose this is one object, suppose this object move or change its position with respect to surrounding which time is in motion. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to discuss the more interesting and important topic, that is the equation of motion by graphical method. Okay, why it is so important? Why this topic is so important? Because many questions are asked in NTXC examination from this topic, that's why. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, fine. So suppose this is the one object moving along the straight line with uniform acceleration. So its velocity and acceleration and the distance covered by this object can be related to some equations. These equations are known as the equations of motion. Okay, so in this topic we are going to define or derive the equation of motions. So first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. So these equations describes the velocity time relation. It is describe the velocity time relation. Second equation, that is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. This second equation of motion describes the position and time relation. And third equation of motion, that is the 2AS is equal to V square minus U square, which describes the position and velocity relation. Where here V is nothing but it is the final velocity of an object moving in straight line with a uniform acceleration, and here U is nothing but it is the initial velocity of an object, and T is the time interval, and A is nothing but it is the acceleration, uniform acceleration of an object. Okay, so these three equations we can derive from graphical method. Okay, so this third equation of motion we can derive from equation 1 and 2 by eliminating of T. Okay, we will see. Okay, so these three equations we can derive from the graphical method. So we see one by one how can we define or derive these three equations from the graphical method. Okay, so first we define velocity time relation from the graphical method. So first we draw the graph velocity versus time when object moving along the straight line with a uniform acceleration. Okay, this is the graph, velocity versus time. The unit of time, that is second, and velocity, the unit of velocity, that is meter per second. Suppose object move with a uniform velocity, with uniform acceleration this way. Okay, so at point A the velocity, the initial velocity of an object, that is suppose U. Okay, suppose at point A the velocity of an object, that is U. Okay, and it increases at point B. Increases V at point B. Okay, So here we draw two perpendicular. One is on time axis and one is to the velocity axis. Okay, so this is how we can draw the perpendicular. This is C, this is E. Okay, and we can say that the initial velocity of an object, that is OA, from this graph, that is U, and final velocity, that is BC, final velocity of an object, that is V at time t. Okay, now we draw the parallel line AD to OC, parallel line AD to OC. Okay, so students, here we define velocity time relation. Okay, so from the graph we can see that the change in velocity, that is BD is equal to, we can write BC minus DC. This is nothing but change in velocity. Okay, and from the graph we can see that we can write BC is equal to BD plus DC. So DC is nothing but it is the OA, but DC is nothing but it is the OA. We can write similarly this. Okay, so DC is equal to OA. Okay, so what is OA? OA is nothing but it is the U. Okay, is equal to U, and BC is equal to V. So we put this value in this equation. Okay, in this equation. So here we can get BC is nothing but it is V, BD as it is, plus DC is U. So here we can write V minus U is equal to BD. This is equation number 1. Okay, please write down. Now we can define the change in velocity of an object from this graph, that is the acceleration. So acceleration of an object is given by A is equal to BD by AD. Okay, acceleration means change in velocity, divided by time taken. So here change in velocity is nothing but it is the BC. See this, sorry, BD. Change in velocity, that is the BD. So here we put BD, and time taken, that is the AD, because AD and OC are same, that's why. Okay, so here we can write AD is equal A is equal to BD by, what is AD? So that is AD is nothing but it is the time interval, that is T. So from this equation we can write BD is equal to A into T. This is nothing but equation, that is the equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2 we can write V minus U is equal to AT. Then we rearranging the term, then we can write V is equal to U plus AT. So this is the first equation of motion R define or derive from this graphical method, from this way. Okay, now we see another equation of motion, that is the position and time relation. Okay, so first you write these things, then we will see another position time relation. Okay, so in position time relation, let us consider the distance covered by an object, that is s, in time t with uniform acceleration. Okay, so we can define the distance covered by an object from this graph, the area under the curve, that is AB. Okay, so here S is nothing but it is the area of O, A, B, D and C. O, A, B, D, C. Okay, so these are, we can define the distance of an object from this graph. So area O, A, B, D, C is the combining, that is the O, A, D, C, that is the rectangular, and A, B, D, this is the triangle. Okay, so here we can write area of rectangle OA DC plus area of triangle, that is ABD. Okay, area of triangle, that is ABT. So we know the formula to find out the area of the rectangle, that is nothing but it is length into breadth. So here the length of this rectangular, that is OA, multiply by the breadth of this rectangular, that is the OC. Okay, plus the area of triangle ABD. So we know that what is the area of the triangle. So for particular this triangle, we can write half base into height. So here base is nothing but it is the AD, and the height, that is the BD. Okay, this is how we can write the area of the triangle and area of the rectangle from this graph. So here we put all the value. OA, it is the initial velocity of an object, and OC, it is the time interval. So here we can write T, and AD is nothing but it is also time interval. So here we can write OC is equal to AD is equal to T. Okay, both are same, that's why. And BD is nothing but it is the change in the velocity. Okay, so BD, we can also write BD is equal to AT from the first equation of motion. Okay, so we put all this value in this equation, so we get the second equation of motion or displacement, distance. So OA is U, and here OC is equal to T, and half AD is nothing but it is the T cross BD is AT. So we can write this way also, UT plus half AT square. Okay, so this is the second equation of motion. Okay, this is how we can define the position time relation from particular this graph. Okay, now we will derive the third equation of motion, that is describe the position and velocity relation. Okay, now we will derive the third equation of motion. It is nothing but it is the relation between the position and velocity. So here you can write velocity position relation So we already know that the distance covered by the object s at time t when it's move with uniform acceleration. Okay, so we can write the distance from this area OABDC, area OABDC. So from the graph we can see that OABDC is the shape of trapezium. Okay, it is nothing but it is the trapezium. So we already know that what is the area of trapezium. Okay, so trapezium, the shape is like that, like this. This is A length, this is the breadth, and this is the height. Okay, so here we can write the area of this trapezium, that is A plus B by 2 multiplied by H. This is how we can define the area of trapezium. Similarly, we can use for this graph. Okay, so here we can write the area of OABDC, that is the also trapezium. Similar this kind of thing. So A is nothing but it is the OA plus B is nothing but it is the BC by 2 multiply by H. So H is nothing but it is the OC. Here is OC, here is H. So here we can write OC. Okay, so we can write O. Here we can write, but from this figure O is initial velocity, then BC is final velocity of an object, and OC is time interval, that is t. Okay, so we put all this value in this equation, then finally what we get, we will see u plus v by 2 and OC is nothing but it is the t. Okay, so finally we get this equation. This is nothing but it is the S. This is equation number suppose 4. Okay, so please write down these things. Now we know that from first equation of motion, that is the v equals to u plus at. So here we can write from first equation of motion v is equal to u plus at. Okay, now here I eliminate t, and we put this t value in this equation. Okay, so here we can write v minus u by a. So here I get the t. Okay, so we put this value in this equation. So finally we get the velocity position relation. Okay, so let us start. This is equation supports 5. So from equation 4 and 5 we can write S is equal to u plus v by 2. Here t is nothing but v minus u by a. So here u square minus v square. So here we can write v square minus u square by 2a. Okay, now we rearranging the term. So clearly here we can write 2a multiplied with s, distance means 2as is equal to v square minus u square. So this is our third equation of motion. Sorry, this is the equation number 6. Okay, so this is how we can derive the third equation of motion, second equation of motion, and first equation of motion from this graphical method. Okay, I hope this topic clear in your mind. Okay, now we will see or solve some NTSC problem regarding to this topic. Okay, now students, we are trying to solve some NTSC based question regarding to this topic, equation of motion by graphical method. Okay, so first problem is given. A particle experiences a constant acceleration for 20 seconds after starting from the rest. If it travels a distance s1 in first 10 seconds and a distance s2 in next 10 seconds, then what will be the answer? So option A is given, s1 is equal to s2. Option B is given, that is s1 is equal to s2 by s3 by 3. C is given, s1 is equal to s2 by 2, and option D is given, s1 is equal to s2 by 4. So we try to solve this sum. Okay, solution. So first we have given a particle experiences a constant acceleration for 20 seconds. So suppose I take one particle, starts from point A at the rest at constant acceleration. Okay, so at the rest the initial velocity of the particle, that is the 0. Okay, so I can here write u is equal to 0. So for it's a constant acceleration for 20 seconds after starting from the rest. Okay, so it moves the constant acceleration for 20 seconds. Okay, if it travels the distance s1 in first 10 seconds and the distance s2 in next 10 seconds, then suppose here the point it reaches after 20 seconds, that is suppose C. Okay, and after 10 seconds it reach suppose point B. Okay, after 10 seconds, and the distance covered, that is suppose s1, and after 10 seconds its covered distance suppose s2. Okay, so here we need to find out the relation between this displacement s1 and s2. See this. Okay, so first of all we define s1 and s2. Okay, so we know that how do we describe or define the or find out the displacement, okay, from the second equation of motion. So we already know that what is the second equation of motion, that is nothing but it is the s is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, so here we use this equation. First of all we need to find out the displacement s1, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, but here the initial velocity of this particle is 0. Why? Because it starts from the rest, from point A. Okay, so here this term will be 0. Okay, so here we put A is constant acceleration and T is first 10 seconds, that is 10. Here we put 10. So finally here we get s1 is equal to half A 100, that is nothing but it is the 50A. Okay, now we want to find out the another displacement when it starts from B to C. Okay, so s2 we can write ut plus half at square. But here from this figure we can see that at point B the initial velocity of the particle is not 0. So how we can find out this initial velocity? So we already know that the particle covers distance A to B, then B to C. So from A to A to B, we can find out its final velocity. Okay, from first equation of motion, that is the v is equal to u plus at. Okay, so here we put initial velocity at point A, that is 0, and first 10 seconds, that is 10. So VAB here we get, that is the 10A. Okay, so this final velocity is the initial velocity when particle reaches at point B. Okay, this object will move from A to B, then B to C. So when it reaches from A to B, at B its final velocity is 10A. Then it starts from B, so initial velocity also is VAB is equal to 10A. Okay, so here we can write u is equal to 10A also. Okay, these both are the same. Okay, so here we can write s2 is equal to 10A and t, next further 10 seconds, that is the t is equal to 10 we put. Okay, then plus half A and T is 10 second. So here what we get, that is 100A plus half A 100. So here we get 100A plus 50A, then finally 150A S2. So here we find out the displacement from A to B, S1, and B to C, that is S2. So the relationship between the S1 and S2, that is we take the ratio S1 by S2. So S1 is 50A and S2 is 150A. So here A is cancel out, 0 0 cancel out, then this one is also cancel out, it is 1/3. Okay, so finally here we get S1 is equal to S2 by 3. Okay, this S2 will be come on numerator side. Okay, so finally we get S1 is equal to S2 by 3. So option B is correct. Okay, so that's how we can solve numerical from NTSC examination. Okay, now we try to solve another sum of NTSC, that is a particle moving with a uniform acceleration travels 24 meter and 64 meter in the first two consecutive intervals of 4 seconds each. Its initial velocity is, that is option A is given 1 meter per second, option B is given 10 meter per second, option C 5 meter per second, and option D 2 meter per second. So what will be the answer? Let's find out the solution. So first we have given a particle moving with a uniform acceleration travels 24 meter and 64 meter in the first two consecutive intervals of 4 seconds. Okay, suppose particle starts from point A with a uniform acceleration, okay, and it covers the distance 24 meter at first half, okay, at first 4 seconds, and after 4 seconds it covers distance, that is this 64 meter. Okay, at 4 seconds. Here is point C. So what will be the initial velocity of the particle? Okay, so here we again use the second equation of motion, that is the S1 is equal to ut plus half at square. So here S1 is given, that is 24 meter, T is given 4 seconds, we put the value, okay, and try to solve this equation. Four u plus 8a, okay, and we common the 4 both the terms. Okay, so here we get finally 24 by 4 is equal to u plus 2a. Okay, then this is the a. Okay, u plus 2a. So this is our first equation. Now we use second equation of motion again, ut plus half at square, but here we don't know u at point B. So we already know that at point B the final velocity of the particle is the initial velocity of the particle. Okay, when particle moves from A to B, its final velocity, that is v, and this final velocity is the initial velocity at point B when it's going to B to C, point B to C. Okay, so first of all we need to find out the final velocity of this particle. So from this equation, from first equation of motion we can find out the final velocity of the particle. Okay, so it is v is equal to u plus at. Okay, so u as it is a as it is and t is equal to 4 second. So here we can get final velocity v is equal to u plus 4a. This is nothing but it is v is equal to u. So we put this value in this equation, okay, because v is equal to u, that's why. So here we put, and s2 is equal to 64 meter. So 64, then u is nothing but it is u plus 4a, okay, and t is nothing but it is 4 second plus half a, and t is 4 second. So we multiply this 4u 16a plus 8a, okay. So here we get 4u plus 24a 64. Now we common the 4 from both the terms. So 4u plus 6a is equal to 64, okay. So finally we get 64 by 4 is equal to u plus 6a, that is 16 u plus 6a, okay. This is our second equation. Now we subtract equation 1 from equation 2, okay. So we subtract, that is 6 is equal to u plus 2a and 16 is equal to u plus 6a. We subtract this equation, these two equation, okay. So here 66 minus 16, that is minus 10, and u is cancel out, and 2 minus 6, that is minus 4a. So here we get a is equal to 10 by 4, it is nothing but it is 2.5 meter per second square. Now we put this acceleration value in equation number 1 or equation number 2, okay, whatever. So we put this value in equation 1. So here we get 6 is equal to u plus 2, a is nothing but it is 2.5. So finally here we get u is equal to 1 meter per second, okay. So our answer is A, 1 meter per second. Option A is correct, okay. So this is how we can solve the problems of NTSC. It is not very hard, okay. First you learn what is the equation of motion, okay, from the graphical method, then you can easily solve this sum, okay. Now students, we try to solve another NTSC problem, that is a body starts from rest, is accelerated uniformly from 30 seconds. If x1, x2, x3 are the distances traveled in first 10 seconds, next 10 seconds and last 10 seconds respectively, then x1 jam, x2 jam, x3 is what? The option is given 1 jam, 2 jam, 3. Option B is 1 jam, 1 jam, 1. Option C 1 jam, 3 jam, 5. And option D 1 jam, 3 jam, 9. Okay, so what will be the answer? Let's try to solve this sum. Solution. Okay, first we have given a body starts from the rest. Okay, here we have given rest. Okay, so the initial velocity of an object, that is the 0. Okay, it starts from the point A. So here at point A, initial velocity of the particle or object is 0. Okay, is accelerated uniformly for 30 seconds. For 30 seconds, it's going from 30 seconds. Okay, some distance covered in 30 seconds. Okay, this is the parallel line. Okay, if x1 and x2 and x3 are the distance traveled in first 10 seconds, so this is the suppose first 10 seconds, its covered distance, suppose x1. Okay, and next 10 seconds, its covered distance, suppose x2. and the last 10 second it's cover distance, that is suppose x3. Okay, see here we have given. Okay, so here we can take point B, point C, point D. Okay, so here we find out the first of all the displacement S1 from this first interval, then for second interval that is S2, and the third that is the S3. Okay, so first of all we find out all the displacement at different interval. Okay, so x1 is nothing but it is the S1, x1 is S1, and x2 is the distance, that is S2 minus S1 displacement, and x3 displacement, that is S3 minus S2. Okay, S3 minus S2. Okay, so first of all we find out all the displacement one by one. Okay, so S1 we can use the second equation of motion. Okay, that is ut plus half at square, but here the object at point A is on rest. Okay, so here we put 0. Okay, so this term will be 0. So finally here we get half A, t is nothing but it is the 10 second. So here we get 10 is equal S1 is equal to half A 100. Similarly we can find out the S2 and S3. Okay, so S2 is ut plus half at square. So S2 it starts from here, from point A to point C, but at point A the initial velocity of the particle, that of the object or body, that is 0. So here this term is also 0. So here S2 is half at square. But here object travel from point A to C. So total time it will taken, that is 10 plus 10, that is 20 second. So here we put 20 second. Okay, so here we get 400. Okay, then similarly we can find out S3. S3 is ut plus half at square. Okay, so S3 starts from A to D. Okay, and here initial velocity at point A, that is 0. So this term will be 0. Okay, so here half at square. Now we put here t is equal to 10 plus 10 plus 10, that is 30 second. So here we put when object going from point A to point D, the total time, that is the 30 second. Okay, so here we put 30 second, half A 900. So what is the x1, x2, x3? So we easily find out x1, x2, x3 from this equation. Okay, only we can subtract S1, S2 and S3. Okay, so let us find out. So we know that x1 is equal to S1, that is the first displacement. This is the half A 100. So here we get 50A. Okay, then x2 is nothing but it is the S2 minus S1. S2 minus S1. So S2 is this one. Yeah, half A 400, and S1 is this one, half A 100. So here we common the half A, then 400 minus 100. So here we get half A 300. Okay, then x3 is nothing but it is S3 minus S2. S3 minus S2. So S3 is this one, half A 900. Okay, half A 900, half A 900 minus S2. S2 is here half A 400. Okay, half A 400. Now we common half A, then 900 minus 400, that is 500. Now we take the ratio of x1, x2 and x3. So finally here we get x1 jam, x2 jam, x3, that is 1 jam, 3 jam, 5. Okay, that is 1 jam, 3 jam, 5. Because we know that x1 is nothing but it is half A 100 jam, half x2 is 300, half A 300, and x3 is nothing but it is the half A 500. So this term will be cancel out, half A, and this 0 also cancel out. So here we get 1 jam, 3 jam, 5 when we take the ratio of x1 jam, x2 jam, x3. Okay, so this is how we can solve all the NTSC problems. Okay, so hope you like my video. Thank you.